Good morning, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back to another trading session. Well, it is Tuesday. I hope you're doing well. I hope your week is going well. We are heading to the middle of the week, so we are approaching Wednesday, and on Wednesday we will have the FOMC minutes. So yeah, right now let's get straight into the chart and let's see what can we expect from it. So yesterday price just made a run here. I was talking about a possible shift here at 950, but the touch on the new week opening gap, and with the presentation of the unicorn model here on ES, and it kind of delivered not the way that I would like to see a unicorn deliver, because this was kind of messy price action delivery. But yeah, it kind of pressed price to the upside, and it went to the upside until 230, I guess. So then we started to range inside Asia. We manipulate down inside London, so we have London lows intact, and since London price just grinded to the upside, making new all-time highs. So this is the new all-time high here on ES. NQ made did the same. YM kind of felt short about it, but this is the new all-time high here. I don't believe I have all-time high, but let me just put this like this. And this is all-time high. So if we measure this leg, which is the last leg to the downside on London, which is the manipulation leg, and if we project it to the upside, you can see that price stopped right at -4 standard deviation, which can sign us that, or it can make us believe that price stopped here and this is the ultimate target for ES, and now we will retrace back probably into some area of interest or some point of interest. But we are at all-time highs, and whenever we are in all-time highs, we can do a better job if we stay with the all-time high narrative, if we stay with the bullish narrative. But since we already took all-time highs before the market open, there is always room for a plan B, which is a bearish scenario. And yeah, a bearish scenario is on the table as well, because we still have London lows intact on both indices, on NQ, on ES, and on YM as well. And we have some relative equal lows here as well. So I accept a possibility for a bearish scenario if price does not deliver in a bullish way. So as you can see, buy side liquidity has all been taken here on ES. So previous week's high, the previous day low, the previous day high, I mean. And right now we are opening here right below the previous day high. So I will take a look at the regular trading hours as well, just to see how far we are from yesterday's close. So not that far. I will just mark the opening range gap here. So it opened here and it closed right here. So opening range gap. Let's see how it will respect or not. So far we took out buy side liquidity here on ES. This buy side liquidity, we still have some buy side liquidity here on the regular trading hours as well. So I would like to see, for a bear scenario, I would like to see that getting target once again. Let me just check in Q just to see how it is behaving. Yeah, same thing here. So another push to the upside can happen. So here we go. So far, we made 25% of the opening range on NQ. Price will probably try to take out this regular trading hour session buy side liquidity, and after it takes this liquidity, we will see what we can do with price action. Let me just take a look on the Dow. Well, the Dow seems to be the strongest asset right now since the open. We still have this regular trading hour buy side liquidity here to grab as well. So I will take us back to ES just to see what ES is doing. So on the regular trading hours, we already took buy side liquidity here. There we go. I was expecting it to take it out. So now let's see if we can fall down here or if we continue higher. Well, if we continue higher, it will be kind of messy and it will be kind of tricky to engage with something. NQ right now is definitely the weakest one. NQ is the weakest. Just need to take this too. There we go. Yeah, now it is correct. So let's wait. Let's wait and see what price has to offer us. This is somehow an aggressive start. Yeah, not that aggressive. I'm a bit zoomed in. But yeah, let's wait a bit more. Let's see if it wants to take out this this high here, and let's see if we got some follow through to the downside as soon as we take out that high, or if we will continue to the upside. Because right now, all that we have is a pre-open consolidation. Probably this was a manipulation leg, and we will distribute higher just to take out these all-time highs. But let's give it some time, because I'm not in a rush to take anything. Usually these types of environments are kind of hard to trade, so I will give it some time, probably waiting for 950 to 1010, and then decide to what to do. Because right now I'm just looking at it. But yeah, whenever this is a classic tip. Whenever you are in an all-time highs, picking a top is the most difficult thing. You should always keep that bullish narrative, and only take a bearish scenario if things really change in terms of structure or in terms of price action. Because if you're trying to pick a top, you will probably get it wrong. So don't try to to pick tops on all-time highs. I've done it many times before, and yeah, there's only a couple of times where I probably was right about picking all-time highs. So it's usually a beginner's luck. Um, so don't try to do it whenever you're trying to get funded, or whenever you try to work with real money. Picking a top it's always tricky. Seems like price is trying to support at the previous day high and then at 8:30. So the first minutes of the open was kind of harsh. So we did about uh, almost 50% of the opening range gap. We are trying to support above previous day high and 9:30 open, and we are now heading to all-time highs as well. So if I take a look here, and if I take a measure of this new manipulation leg, and if I try to project it, you can see that price is now at minus 0.5. But let's see. Nothing clear right now. We have some relative equal highs, prices in between the new all-time high and the previous day high, so it's kind of stuck in here. Let me just take a look at M&Q. Yeah, M&Q is kind of different. It's playing below the previous day high. What about YM? Why can I not push enter right away? Yeah, so YM already took. It didn't. It didn't took previous day high. So we will probably let YM take previous day high and eventually take some measure of decision after YM taking previous day high. So far we have nothing to work with. So we are just watching. Price kind of stuck here in between previous day high and all-time highs on ES. Price still stuck here. So in fact, we are still waiting. I guess today's action kind of happened as soon as we exited from London time window. As soon as we took out from as soon as London just ended, we start to rally to the upside, and this was somehow the main action for today's action. And right now we are trying to support here on the previous day high. Let me just take a look here. Yeah, I have to change this to the 1 minute. I have some smaller charts here, but sometimes I cannot see what I want to see. And I don't know why this is not like it used to be. There we go. So let me just move to YM once again, just to yeah, but I would like to see YM taking previous day high, honestly, unless we form some sort of SMT. So we are about 6 minutes before 950 macro. Let's see if 950 macro will give us something more or something a bit clearer. I don't like how price is just acting on the first minutes of the opening. So far, no no fair value gap on ES. So there's no fair value gap. There's nothing we can do as well, because fair value gaps act as are part of the model of the entry models. So no SMT in between ES and NQ so far. ES just left these relative equal highs. But on the other hand, if we look at the regular trading hours, we took out buy side liquidity here, as you can see. So I kind of was expecting it. But now I would like to see a drive lower, but with some displacement. We have the opening range gap still open. We have as lower targets. We have London lows. We have these relative equal lows here as well. So there's a lot of liquidity here and to target, because everybody is making money right now, and usually the market doesn't allow things like that to happen. So we need to punish everybody who's making money first before heading to the upside. But whenever we are at all-time highs, it can happen that price will just enter in discover mode, and yeah, there's nothing we can do about it. So there is no breaker here as well. So I'm just watching. Nothing clear to me. Nothing clear. No first presented fair value gap. YM is still missing the previous day high. So that's why I'm just waiting. Let's see if price wants to trade above previous day high here and use it as a support, or if we are now resisting to previous day high and if we displace lower. So far we are rejecting previous day high, 9:30 open as well. But NQ is kind of holding those levels. And if we look into the 15 minutes, we have a 15-minute fair value gap here, another 15-minute fair value gap here, another one here, a 15-minute order block here. So these are all areas where price is still imbalanced, but it can happen that price comes here in a rush and it touches it and boom to the upside. So we have to keep that in mind as well. Yeah, but so far the scenario that I was talking about in the first minutes, which was price coming higher, taking out this regular trading hour session buy side liquidity, and then moving lower. It's happening, but yeah, I'm not sure about how far we can go here because I would like to see some fair value gaps and some lower displacement just to be sure about the bearishness, because at this point I'm not sure about how bearish we are in fact. In the meantime, NQ is trying to push higher, so it's better to stay away from this right now. Unless NQ really gives us some bearish signs as well. So at this point, we have this big 1 hour fair value gap, which was a bearish one. And let's see if we can invert it, because at this point it is an inverted fair value gap. Just let me let's see if it stays inverted or if it's just a bearish reclaimed one. Still no fair value gap here on ES. Kind of boring. Price is heading into 50% of the opening range gap, which is this yellow line here. And we will probably head to 8:30 open as well. Yeah, but there's no entry here. There's nothing that we can use as an entry. And yeah, NQ is not helping. Let me just check YM. Yeah, YM just inverted all this opening action. We didn't take out previous day high, but we are heading into these relative equal lows and eventually London low. Let me just check here. Yeah, 3 handles. I'm quite zoomed in here. So we reached for 50% of the opening range gap on the standard deviation projection. We went from -4 to 2.5. So usually the retraces happen to until -4. I mean -1.5 and -1, which would add some confluence with 100% of the opening range gap. But I don't like how price is just coming slowly down without giving us some real momentum here. I don't know. I would like to see some real momentum here and not this slow grind to the downside. Because if you look into NQ is really holding price. It's right at the top of the opening range gap. So it's kind of supporting on the opening range gap. So let's see if we will have our first presented fair value gap now. Once again, price touching 930 open and resisting to it, but let's see if we will have another push here. This can act as a reversal because we are inside 930, 950 macro. Let me just check another. Once again here, the regular trading hour session. So sell side liquidity was taken here, which is the 930 candle. So I believe it was enough for ES to progress to the upside now. It marks 50% of the opening range gap as well. It is inside a macro, so maybe this will mark another move to the upside here. And this was the Judas swing. Price kind of changed in the state of delivery as well. Let's see if we can support at the previous day high and 930 open. In the meantime, I will mark the first presented fair value gap here, which is here. Oops. Yeah. So price trying to push above previous day high and 930 open. Let's see if we can maintain this bullish lag here, and let's see if this is somehow a reversal from this bearish lag, or if price will just close below the first presented fair value gap, reclaiming it as a bearish PD array. Yeah, but so far, this day is kind of hard to read. I really would like to, if we open somewhere here, and if this was the pre-open session price action, and here somehow was, or somewhere here was the 930 open, then it would be a nice and clean read, because previous week's high and previous day high was a low hanging fruit, draw on liquidity. But since we took them on a pre-market, yeah, it's always tricky to frame something whenever you have your drawn liquidity taken before the open. So at this point we have an SMT in between ES and in Q here, followed by some displacement. So this can mark, look how we kind of rejected previous day high, 930 open as well, first presented fair value gap as well. So this in fact can mark somehow a continuation to the downside instead of a reversal to the upside. Let's see. NQ is giving some signs of weakness as well. Let me just check the Dow. Yeah, the Dow seems like it's waiting for someone. Yeah, at the same time, I can see a lot of people trying to buy here eventually because of this bullish lag here. So it might trap a lot of long players. And we have these clean relative equal lows here as well. But at the same time, we have the top of this inverted fair value gap to test. And if this holds, price will again do another move to the upside. I think I need some water. I have my wife's bottle here. I will just give it a sip. There we go. Some follow through to the downside here. But yeah, NQ is trying to hold price. I would like to see NQ coming down as well. In the meantime, ES is reaching for 830 open, which can act as a support as well. We did 50% of the opening range gap. We are heading to 75% and reaching for -2 standard deviation as well. So the only entry that I'm seeing here as a bearish scenario would be this one here. So 70% of the opening range gap is done here on ES. Just let me check the regular trading hours. Yeah, we have this sell side liquidity here, these relative equal lows. I really don't like to sell on the opens or buy at the opens because they can act as support in this case. Oh, NQ just decided to do its job. It's displacing nicely to the downside. But now let's see if 830 will eventually hold price or if we will just continue lower. Because at this point, NQ already took 930 lows. Let me just take a look at NQ, but on the regular trading session. Yeah. So I'm still watching here. I have no rush to get into something. We are still inside the 950 to 1010 macro and trying to stay below 830 open, but as you can see, it's kind of a mixed feeling right now. That's why I don't like to sell near the opens or buy near the opens, especially when they can act as a support on price. And if you look into NQ already, as soon as it took the 9:30 open, it kind of moved to the upside. If you look into the 15-minute, it seems like it wants to just consolidate. It kind of went lower to rebalance those inefficiencies on the 15-minute, and now it seems like it wants to take a nap and wait for something. It's wicking. It's giving us bearish wicks. So let's see. Yeah, what about you guys? Have you done anything? Uh, have you taken any trades yet? Because at this point, I'm just watching. I'm just waiting for something more clear. And I'm curious to see if you guys. I mean, I will do a pull here. So have you taken any trades yet? Yes, I'm green. Yes, I'm red. Or eventually, not yet. Not yet, just watching. See, guys, see what I was telling you. Shorting around here whenever price is heading into 830, it's always tricky. You can eventually expect lower prices, but 830, usually the opens 830, 930, and midnight open. They usually tend to act as support. Usually support or resistance. It depends on how you're dealing with price. And now we have somehow a retrace or an inversion. I don't know. To consider this an inversion, I would like to see price coming above the first presented fair value gap and above the previous day high. It's not sufficient to me seeing price just moving to the upside like this. I need to see some some breaker formation or something like that. And if you look into NQ is horrible. It's kind of barcoding on a 1 minute. Let me just put it in here just to you guys can see. Look at this. It's horrible price action. And YM YM is not it's not good as well. I can see lower prices on YM, but at the same time I can see higher prices on NQ, and uh, I'm kind of mixed here. It's kind of a mixed feeling here in between the three indices. Whoa, now we're talking. Now we are assuming that price cannot go above the first presented fair value gap. But if price comes once again back to the upside, then this might be a no-no market for me. So it seems like we will lose once again 930 unless price reacts to it. Oh no. At this point we have a breaker on NQ, but no breaker on AS. And this was a harsh reaction to the first presented fair value gap, as you can see. We kind of inverted this fair value gap, so this is a balanced price range here. YM is most probably heading lower right now. Let me just check. Yeah, but not in a way that I would like to see it go lower. So 830 doing its support job once again. Well, guys, it's sometimes it's hard, and this is one of those days where you have a mixed feeling here on price action, and where you know it's hard to decide what to do. And whenever you're not sure about what to do, the best option is don't do anything. Just stay away, observe, take notes, learn anything from it, and yeah, don't pull the trigger. That's the most logical thing, and that's the most intelligent thing to do, honestly. Because if you try to force anything, yeah, you might get burned. The most probable thing is that you will get burned. So whenever you have the feeling that I could take a chance here, but I'm not sure. Yeah, that's a sign that you should listen to yourself and yeah, don't try to do anything. It's okay not to do anything when you're trading. Trading is that one profession where you should not be proactive. You should be passive. You should wait for it. And if you already worked in a job or have done something else besides trading, you're probably programmed to be proactive, to search for something to do, or yeah, I can't be that inactive whenever I'm in a job. My boss will look at me and he will tell me to do anything. Yeah, just do this, do that. You can't stop. You have to work. Yeah, but it doesn't work in trading. And trading, the most efficient and the most intelligent thing, and it represents a big part of our job. It's just wait. Waiting is one of the greater aspects of a trader, knowing how to wait and when to wait. So that's what we are doing right now. So at this point we are we closed already. We closed the macro. 830 is acting as support on price here. NQ is still barcoding, so the breaker is still holding on NQ, but it should be reacting to it. ES is not offering anything bullish right now. It's just supporting here. So I'm just waiting. And my experience say that we will probably not engage in anything until 11. If things just look the way they are, and if nothing changes, we will probably not engage in anything in this New York AM session. Because at this point, things are a bit unclear to me. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I feel a certain type of way about the market and whenever I feel that I'm not certain about what I'm watching, I prefer to stay away from it because I already got hurt many times. So yeah, as you can see, price is still struggling with 830 open. And if you look at the ranges, from today's price action, it's quite a small range, so you should not risk when you have small ranges like this. If we are talking about big ranges, then I'm the first one to say, oh, okay, you probably should take a chance. But if you're playing with low ranges, with small ranges, yeah, don't try to mess it. Don't try to mess with it. Boas, Lourenço. Como estás? Tudo bem, pá? Já, já entraste em alguma coisa ou não? Eu hoje só estou a olhar. Sinceramente, só estou a observar. Apesar de eu achar que devemos vir aqui abaixo, pelo menos. E eventualmente a Midnight Open, só que não sei. Parece que só o IS é que está a puxar para baixo e o Dow está agora a começar a mexer. Mas não sei. Não me parece muito interessante, sinceramente. Yeah, like I was saying in Portuguese, for those who are watching and do not understand Portuguese, honestly, I'm expecting lower price action, eventually taking out these relative equal lows here. But yeah, price is too slow for me. Too slow for me, honestly. And NQ is barcoding as well. So that's why I'm not very enticed to participate here. So at this point, we made about 100%. So we close the opening range gap. Yeah, we have this SMT with NQ as well. So at this point, we have two SMTs. And yeah, whenever price have a bearish SMT and a bullish SMT, it's which one do I pick, right? Which one do I pick? Let me just check the regular trading hours. So at this point, we took out, or we are taking out this liquidity here on the regular trading session. We still have these ones as well. So price is now heading towards them. There we go. So good price action right now. Yeah, but it came a bit late here. I was expecting this a bit sooner and not in between 10:30. So the read was quite fine. The read was good, but yeah, there was no entry that I liked. So at this point, we are taking out these relative equal lows here, and we still have London lows to take out. So now I'm curious to see, or if we seek for midnight open as well. So unfortunately, we did not engage with these shorts. Was expecting them to happen, but as I said before, shorting here at 8:30 open, it's always tricky. So now we have some fair value gaps, some bearish fair value gaps here. A bearish fair value gap right at the midpoint of this inverted fair value gap, but I guess this will be reclaimed as a bearish one once again. I'm just waiting for it to be confirmed. On a 15-minute, we have a small fair value gap here where price is just bouncing. So at this point, I'm willing to see if we will go lower towards London lows. On a 2-minute, yeah, it can form something like that. But I feel like I'm kind of late now. Let's see if NQ will touch that 1-minute fair value gap. And let's see how it reacts to it. Just let me check the Dow once again. Yeah, it seems like the Dow is heading to London lows. Yeah, let's just look at what NQ is doing. This is this is ridiculous. Look at this price action. Well, the cleaner one is definitely yes. Let's see if we have a order block formation. Or if we will just go towards 830 once again. Let me just check how many handles did we move. 8 handles. It was not that much, but yeah, I guess we will deliver lower. Possibly towards London lows or eventually midnight open. There we go. Nice displacement here. Now we are talking. But this was too fast. So midnight open. Well, so far, a perfect read of the market, but no execution yet. Let me just check one thing here. So this was somehow the Judas swing, probably. Yeah, previous day low, -4 standard deviation. If we take this measure a little bit higher and stretch it down, yeah, London lows is -2.5, -4 down here. Curious to see if this one will hold, but this would be a massive stop here, probably. Yeah, I'm not in a position. It's just a schematic. We kind of closed above midnight open. Let's just see if this would deliver or not. Let's take another sip here of my wife's water. Because we already went to -2 standard deviation here. But I believe we will go a little bit lower and probably London lows. So price is now pushing. Keep in mind that this is not a position, it's just a schematic. Just to see if price really wants to dig a little bit lower. Because at this point we are 10 minutes away from the next macro as well. Nice rejection here. So price was not able to close above the midpoint of the fair value gap. We touched the order block as well. So this might be a continuation to the downside, as I can see. But as I told you before, I'm not liking when I can short the market but have midnight open right away acting as support on price. I don't like to be in that situation. Just like here, 8:30 acting as support. Let me just check YM just to see what it is it doing. Well, it kind of it didn't went for London lows. I was expecting it to be the first one to hit London lows here, but it didn't. And NQ, yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's see if we will lose midnight open now. It seems like it. So price is now retesting midnight open and retesting the new order block here as well. Let's just see. Let me watch what NQ is doing. Yeah, the problem here is that NQ is not helping that much for a bearish move. The midnight open really supporting price. I guess that feeling of waiting for something bad to happen whenever I try to short or long near these opens is still present here. And as you can see, if we were shorting the market, we will probably be praying now. So another rejection here at the midpoint as well. But price is here for too long now. It's like time distorting. And whenever price is time distorting, you should stay away from it because you never know when it will start to run. So NQ kind of holding, ES kind of holding above midnight open as well. Price almost came for -2. It went back almost for -1. So let's see if we will have the final displacement leg now. Yeah, but for a continuation to the downside, I would like to see these highs been taken out. These are relative equal highs here. Let me see if there's any SMT in between ES and NQ, but there isn't. So this is a tough market, honestly. So at this point, if I was in this trade, I would put myself at break even. We had a new low formation, so break even would eventually help me to be in a safe spot. But I can see this retracing back, taking out these highs once again. See, price is not able to close below midnight open. So if I was break even, it would be a not so good scenario. See, price is not giving us good vibes. We are inside a macro now. I will mark the macro. So this macro can eventually give us some fuel to any sort of direction. 1050 to 1110. Yeah, seems like NQ is now heading towards new lows. ES is working that 15-minute CB or BISI, I mean, and it got rejected once, it got rejected twice, and now it got rejected here on its midpoint. So I believe this is a bearish sign, but I'm afraid if I enter somewhere here and put my stop above these highs, it will turn around, take out these highs, and then follow through to downside. So that's why I'm staying away from it for now. Still watching. But this was a hard session. This was kind of a hard session. I said from the beginning that I was still bullish, but it's always suspicious when you're bullish and your all-time highs or your drawn liquidity gets hit before the market opens. So that opens the door to a reversal type of movement. To if you're bullish, you should probably search for a bearish movement whenever you have your drawn liquidity taken before midnight open, before 9:30 open. Yeah, we are 5 minutes inside the macro. Price taking a long time here. It's been about 20 minutes inside this busy. There we go. Displacing lower. And now we will head to London lows. So no trades, but a good read. I'm content with it. I think I'm just building that confidence, and somewhere and somehow the confidence must be built with the read of the market and not um, with any positions taking place whenever you are undecided. Well, at this point, we close the opening range gap on NQ. Yes, has still some sell side here below. Yeah, this last leg has been quite boring here. It's taking way too long. So I think I'm glad I did not engage with the market here, because at this point I would be spending a lot of mental capital. It's taking way too long here. I guess the only logical place to short was somewhere here where I saw the BPR formation, and then eventually somewhere around here as well. After this displacement here, you could eventually took out the short here, but this one, uh, I would not call it chase, but this is still a valid entry. But it's an entry where price can eventually wick to minus 2.5 standard deviation, leave London lows just like they are, and retrace back. So that's why I did not engage with this last leg. I guess the first one here, right here, was the most logical one. But it is what it is, you know. As a trader, you don't have to engage with everything that you see. You just have to know how to select your trades and how to engage with those ones that will not spend you a lot of mental capital, will not put you at risk or too much risk. So you have to keep that in mind. So far, another reaction here, another rejection as well here on the 15-minute fair value gap. NQ is making a new low, trying to stay below, pushing ES towards London lows as well. So we might have our last leg here. At least that's what I'm expecting. But as you can see, price is moving in a way. It's like a high resistance way. And I really don't like to participate on those high resistance. But yeah, another midnight open rejection, midpoint of the 15-minute fair value gap rejection as well. If we take a measure of the quarters here on this one, on this bearish fair value gap here, just let me, yeah, we can see that this was also a rejection here. So everything was bearish. Price reaching for minus 2.5 standard deviation. The TP would be London lows. And we are reaching it right now. So that this would have been the trade of the day, this one, or eventually somewhere around here. This would be the I guess the hardest one, and that's why I did not take it. But yeah, it was a clean one. There was no drawdown, as you can see. It's just a minute of drawdown. But yeah, I prefer to stay away from these types of environments and just to read price action, because this was a hard session. I believe a lot of people lost money, especially here in the first hour. Then with this leg to the downside, a lot of people just probably they changed bias and assumed that we were bearish, and yeah, and price was just going to the downside here. So despite having not taken any trades, I'm content with the read and happy about it. And there we go, previous day low as well. So this was London lows, would be the low hanging fruit, and previous day low would be eventually the next target. And I guess it's done. So previous day high taken, previous day low taken, and now price has room to do whatever he wants. I believe a lot of people came into the market with a bullish idea, but whenever you see the pre-market hit the draw on liquidity, which was previous day high, you can assume that it will probably do something else and not be bullish. And yeah, that's what happened. So at this point, there's nothing we can do. We just watch the market do what it wants to do now. The read was good, despite not having any trades. But I believe the environment was not easy to read as well. Hmm? And price is still going to the downside here. It might go a little bit more, probably towards Friday's low, which is still intact as well. As you can see here, we have a 4-hour bullish fair value gap here, which has not been retested at all. Yeah, just a minor retest here at the midpoint, but it's still open. So this might offer us a retest into Friday low and the 4-hour bullish fair value gap. So yeah, guys, I guess I have nothing to do here. No trades, despite having a clear read on price. But yeah, I'm content with it. I cannot say that I'm frustrated because it's better not to have any trades, but have a correct read than have a wrong read and lose some money. So I'm content with it. So yeah, guys, I guess I will end the stream here. Targets have been hit. So tomorrow there will be FOMC action. Um, it's just the FOMC minutes, but still, it will be probably the market will be just waiting for something, and no action will be happening until there. So I guess this is a wrap here, and yeah, it was a good read. I'm content. It was a good read on the market. I was not that wrong. In fact, I was kind of right. But sometimes it is just like this. You're right with the read, but you're not that sure. And yeah, and things just happen just like you predicted. But there was only, in fact, there was only one, two opportunities. Yeah, there might be a third one here, but I was too close to midnight open just to enter short. So it is what it is. So guys, thank you for being there. I hope you did well. I hope you didn't force anything. And yeah, stay safe. Don't try to force anything. And see you tomorrow at the same time. So thank you very much, guys. Stay safe.